Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out today's video. And got a good one for y'all today. I want to share with you guys a video that Matt Herren, the former Elite Series Pro Matt Herren, who's now fishing the NPFLs, came out today on his Facebook page. Matt addressed this entire conversation about how people try to equate forward-facing sonar technology with all the other technological advances that we've had before in the sport. And I hear it all the time. It's like, Randy, if you're whining and complaining about, live scope, why didn't you do the same thing with the flasher or side imaging, down imaging, that type of stuff? Basically because people do not have any comprehension or understanding about what those products do. So Matt, who has been sponsored by Humminbird forever, he laid it out in detail. He explained, he went through all the different products, the evolution of the products up to where we have now, to the most destructive technology that's ever been in fishing, which is forward-facing sonar. But Matt lays out this advancement leading up to forward-facing sonar and describes why it's not even in the same universe. So this is something, if you're one of those people out there that think that technological advancements are just the same across the board and there's no difference and they're just another tool, all the BS you hear about it, you need to watch this video clip. So I want to share this clip with you real quick, guys, and I'm going to come back and do a few comments on it. So here we go.
Hey guys, professional angler Matt Herren. I've been sponsored by Johnson Outdoors since 2005. And over the past year, there's been all kinds of comments made about the latest technologies and how things work and how things don't. And it occurred to me, I want to do a little informational how-to on every one of these products. I've been fortunate enough throughout my career that I've either been involved in the development of some of these things, got to use them before they were made public, got to use them after. So I'm very knowledge and versed on all the latest and the greatest stuff. And what I want to do, I want to go one by one, explain each and every one of these products, how it's used, and what the application is. I'm going to start. This is what started it all for Johnson Outdoors. This is the original side imaging transducer. This is one for an Apex. The best side imaging transducer that's made. Johnson Outdoors developed this. Gosh, I don't know. The unit it went on was a 987 when it was first made to the public. It was the craze of bass fishing because the way it's mounted in a fixed position on the transom of the boat. It allows the boat has to be moving for it to work, but it allows you to idle at slow speeds and cover big swaths of water. You can extend this thing out over 100 foot each side. But what this transducer does, it's incredible at finding structure, brush. By the return, you can look at the coloration and tell whether it's a hard bottom, soft bottom, and you can see fish. But this product, you cannot fish for a single fish real time. The next advancement that was the lock stock craze of bass fishing is the Humminbird 360. This product affixes to the trolling motor, mounts here, mounts to a Minn Kota Ultrex or Quest. This thing spins, the transducer actually spins and sends out a signal in literally like a radar cone. You can isolate it, you can make it sweep in degrees, whether it's 180 degrees, 360, whatever, and break it down. This product, again, is tremendous at locating brush, structure. It has a feature built in that we can use casting rings that you can determine how far you are from something. It will show fish, but this product will not allow you to fish for a single fish and chase it real time. This is probably the single biggest advancement in bass fishing. This product allowed guys, this is a Lake Master VX map card. If it is a premium map, it means that they have physically put boats on the lake and mapped that body of water. So it's highly detailed, and it leaves little to no doubt of what structure is there. This, coupled up with all these other advancements, sped up the curve for finding fish. That's all. It allowed you to find fish and structure at a faster speed. This is a Humminbird Mega Live 2 forward-facing transducer. It can be used in a forward mode, or it can be used in landscape or perspective. Incredibly accurate. It does the same things that all those other products do. That's the rave. Everybody said it's the same, but it's not. There's one valuable difference. This product, you can fish for one fish in real time. This thing transmits a signal that goes out and returns and will show you what that fish is doing at all times. You can take the Minn Kota Ultrex trolling motor and literally follow a fish and continually throw at a single fish. That is the difference in these products. So for everybody to keep saying that they're the same, there's no difference, there's one major difference. This is the only product made today or one like it that you can continually throw at a single fish real time. It's no different than an AquaView camera. So let's get our story straight on the internet. That's the knowledge on the products. That's how you use them. You got 3 products there that are incredible. That's been one of the leading advancements. You got the spot lock on the trolling motors. Another one, Johnson Outdoors, has been leading the way, making fishing so easy, so much easier, and helping guys to go out and be able to more effectively fish. But this product is the product that's raving everybody going crazy over, and all the debates over, because this product is.
Well, there it is, guys. That's probably one of the best explanations I've ever seen to, talk about what we're fixing to talk about here in terms of this misunderstanding about where we are now with technology. And here's one of the things that I want to address personally on this, about people that say that, the live scope's just another tool and it's no different, and people have been, using different type of technologies, and people were griping and complaining when flashers came out, and griping and complaining when this and that came out. Guys, if you're one of those people that try to compare live scope and forward-facing sonar to any other technology that's been out before, respectfully, you just don't know what you're talking about. Because here's the thing about it. I've been through this entire evolution of bass fishing. When I started out, the only thing people used was flashers. They had one flasher up front, they had one flasher on the console. This was back even before GPS. And flashers endured for decades. They were around from, the time I started fishing in the 70s, and they were a mainstay up until the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. And there was a few other stuff, guys. There was like paper graphs, and there were some rudimentary, 2D sonar units, but not many people used them. Most all the serious anglers out there, including the premier offshore anglers at the time, like David Fritz and, guys like Jack Chancellor and Randy Fight, they all used, the flashers, the old school flashers. And then you started seeing an advancement into like what Matt was talking about. You had some down imaging, side imaging, 360 and all that. But here's the thing about it. Every single tournament now, well, not everyone, but 99% of the tournaments out there are completely dominated by the use of forward-facing sonar. That is the whole deal. Literally, that's how they catch their fish. It's completely responsible for it. Just like what Matt said in the video, they chase these individual fish around until they catch them. Nobody ever did that before with any other technology. You never heard people saying, it's like, if it wasn't for my flasher, I would have won this tournament. Or if it wasn't for my, side imaging, I'd have never won this tournament. They were not a player. They did not play a factor in the tournaments. Now, there were some guys when side imaging came out, and not so much with 360, but side imaging really had a bigger impact. There were some guys that utilized that side imaging technology, especially to find brush piles off to the sides of the boat. And then they would cast to those brush piles and catch fish on it. But they would never, it never became this thing where that was the reason they won the tournament. It was just a way for them to find hard structure. They weren't targeting individual fish. They weren't targeting fish they could see on side imaging, down imaging, or 360. There may be a fish there, but you didn't know if it was a bass or crappie or whatever. So to try to equate live scope and forward facing sonar with anything that we've had before is simply misinformation. It's not true. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to share this video for the anglers out there that seem to try to justify the destructive technology that live scope is with everything we've had before, and that people whined about stuff we had before. That's not true. I never heard anyone griping about flashers. Even when I first started out, I never heard anybody griping about even side imaging a little bit. There were a few people that, said stuff, but not hardly at all. It was a non-factor. Same with two-dimensional sonar. When two-dimensional sonar out there, you never heard anyone talking about, oh, this shouldn't be fair, this is not right. Nobody said that. It's only been now when we get to this place that we're at now where you're fishing for fish in real time. It's no different than an AquaView camera. So a live scope literally is no different than an AquaView camera. It's just in a different context. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with video with you guys, and hopefully it clarifies and helps some people out there get a better understanding of the destruction and the devastation and the absolutely pathetic place that we are in bass fishing right now because of live scope and forward facing sonar. So hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.